Okay, and so I'll have you turn your video off as well. If you just click the little camera.
Oh, okay. Okay. How's that?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't want us to see you without you knowing us. We can see you. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Split Ends and Friends. We are so excited about who we have with us today. I actually just met her for the first time, but I've been following her on, social media and things and seeing all the things that she's been doing. And that's why we're so excited. Tricia's met her and loves her.
Oh, yes.
She has a really neat story. So this is Celeste, and she's a life and relationship coach. She has a Watson... tell me what the name of your business is.
Watson Consulting Group.
Watson Consulting Group. And we always link her business page and all of that for you to find her. But we brought her on here today because we wanted to share with everyone some information about her event that she has coming up this weekend. I'll let her explain it to you and explain kind of what she does. But that's kind of what we wanted to cover first. I think it's if you're in the Des Moines or Ames area, because is it in Ames that you're staying?
Yes, it is at an Airbnb in Ames.
Yeah, so if you're in that area, this is something really neat to check out, or I'm sure you'll have future things and have all kinds of different workshops popping up. But go ahead and tell us, if you don't mind, a little bit first about your event that you're doing.
Of course. So the event it's a 2-day retreat, and it's called Fall in Love with Yourself. And it starts Friday evening at 5:30, and it goes through Sunday morning. So there is the opportunity to stay for the 2-day event, or there's an opportunity to come for a day pass and just get the most benefit that you can if you don't have a lot of time to sacrifice over the weekend. But what the retreat is about is really honing in on women and the fact that we seek love externally. We seek validation in relationships, in our careers, in our social circles, and that does make us feel good for a while, but that feeling of validation is fleeting, and it leaves us looking for the next fix or the next thing that will help us feel good about ourselves. Focusing on making sure that we look pretty or we lose weight or the way that we appear to others is acceptable so that we can be worthy of love. And instead of focusing on that external appearance, which these bangs though, instead of focusing on our external appearance, this weekend is going to really focus on what we have to offer inside. And it's going to focus on distinguishing those limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves and our value and what those impact in our lives and how those manifest in our lives. And then we would then be able to write a new story and determine what we choose our value to be. So then we can take our whole selves out into the world and relationships at work, and we can be in complementary relationships, but not be dependent on those relationships for our sense of self-worth.
Mm-hmm. I love it. First, Celeste, I have to say, your voice is always so calming, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I've meant to tell you that in the past, and I also want people to know that, first of all, once they meet you, that they will absolutely fall in love with you. We had met through a mastermind group that Annie Woods had put together, but then Celeste and I had coffee. And what was so funny is that she just came right in, sat down, and curled up, and it just felt like someone that you were talking to that you had known forever. And I absolutely love that about you. And, any participant that attends this weekend will instantly know that about you when they're in your presence. So I just wanted to start off the Wednesday morning with letting you know that we love you and adore you, and you just have such a great view on life and self-love.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I have to ask, are you a Lizzo fan of her music?
Yes. but I didn't know it was Lizzo. I've been seeing all this stuff about Lizzo on social media, and I'm like, who is this chick? And so I went and listened, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, I just had to ask because she's, of course, all about self-love, and I love her.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She's amazing.
From a background in music, I tend to recognize the music, but not necessarily the artists.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Celeste, tell us what people can expect from this weekend. Is it going to be breakout sessions? Should people plan to bring a box of tissues?
Yes.
I have been told that I make people cry. So I think that what people can expect first is a weekend of just an opportunity to sit back, to take the time to breathe, to really relax and reflect on what it is that they're looking to achieve while they're there, or what it is that they're looking to achieve while they're away from the craziness that is their lives. So we will have a workshop that goes throughout the day, and the workshop will be instructed by me, and that is going to be activities and discussions around those beliefs that we have that hold us back from accepting that we are lovable and accepting our worthiness. And in addition to that, I have several local female business owners that are going to be offering their services as well. Mm-hmm. And so I'm absolutely so excited. Melody Polanski from Grateful Life Wellness is going to be there. And there is a block of time during the middle of the day, about 2 to 3 hours, where there will be free time for reflection, journaling, lunch. She will be doing Reiki attunement sessions.
Oh, wow.
And I will be doing one-on-one coaching sessions during that free time. And those are included in the ticket price. That's not something that you would have to pay for in addition. And excuse me, what the Reiki attunement session does is it's working with energy and blockages. And sometimes we carry maybe emotional pain or trauma in our body in different places, and maybe we have a bad hip or a bad shoulder, or maybe we just a bad knee. And what the Reiki attunement session does is it acknowledges those energy blockages, and it helps you to release some of those things that might be stagnant and might be stopping you from achieving happiness or achieving your goals. The next thing that we have that will be going on is that Andrea Love from Dinner Delights is going to be coming in, and she's going to be instructing us in a cooking class. And awesome. The theme of the cooking class is Cooking with Love. I told her that before I knew that was her last name, so I feel like that was just meant to be. But I think as, you know, just as a society, we have so much shame and guilt built around food and eating and nourishing our bodies. And so what this is really going to focus on is that, you know, our bodies are our best friend. They are, you know, here to help us live this life and to fulfill the journey that we're here to fulfill. And it's so important that we take care of our bodies. And part of that is feeding ourselves and enjoying being nourished by delicious food. And so the menu for the evening, Saturday evening, will be Greek marinated chicken, Greek 7-layer dip, and roasted vegetables. So we will make that meal together as a group, and then we will enjoy that meal together as a group. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And then another female business owner that is going to be joining us is Rachel Brown, owner of Elevated Fitness, and she's coming in Sunday morning for the people that are there for the full weekend retreat, and she is going to be instructing us on a yoga class and then followed by guided meditation. She is someone that I've worked with on my journey to self-love and body acceptance, and she just really embodies what I'm looking to share with this wonderful group of women. So she'll be there Sunday morning to help us close out the retreat and just really kind of absorb and soak in all the benefits of the weekend there.
I love it. I love it.
So,
love it.
Yeah.
Tissues maybe, because I think it's okay to let our emotions out. But this weekend would really be whatever it is that you want it to be. It could be just filling you up and filling you with love and sending you on your way. Or you might find that you do have some things that you need to break down and release. And sometimes that does involve tears, and that is okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. What is the time of the event?
Yeah, so for those that are there for the full weekend, it starts Friday at 5:30, the 20th. So coming up in 3 days. Oh, my gosh. And it will be 5:30. You can come. You can pick out which room you want, get your stuff set up. And then we will have just basically a social hour. I'll be serving some hors d'oeuvres. There will be lifestyle friendly for people that maybe don't eat gluten or are vegetarian. And then that evening, we will just kind of have a little bit of like a get to know you, maybe some activities, just really focus in on why we're there. And then the next morning at 8 a.m. would be when the day pass would start. So anybody that's coming for just that day would come out at 8 a.m. Again, it's in Ames, so you'd have to, maybe set your alarm for a little bit earlier than normal on a Saturday, but come out, have breakfast, have some coffee or tea, and just really be there for the day to invest some time in yourself. And then that evening, the day pass would end at 5:30. 5:30 would be when that would be over. And then those that are staying for the full weekend would stay Saturday night, do the yoga, meditation, and breakfast on Sunday, and then it would be done at 10:30 a.m.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, fantastic. Tell us a little bit, Celeste, on why you have decided to get in this realm of business.
Well, I have always wanted to help people, and it started way, way, way back, probably when I was in single digits on the playground, because my friends would always be seeking out advice or, help in dealing with issues, or, should I go out with this guy? And, shoot, just a second.
You're fine.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
And so that has been something that I've always been really good at, is help, not necessarily giving advice, but helping ask the right questions so that my friends can discover what it is that they truly want, or what it is that's truly standing in their way. And it's more about facilitating that understanding than giving advice. Okay. And so that's something I always wanted to do, but being a counselor requires lots and lots of work and lots of school. And I ended up getting a job in corporate America at a very young age and kind of abandoned what I thought I was going to do with my life just due to circumstances. And for the last 5 years, I was in a leadership role for direct insurance sales at an insurance company. And in this role, I was able to learn more about coaching, to hone in on my coaching skills, to get my coaching designation, and realize that that was the aspect of my role that I absolutely loved the most. Working with, I work with men and women, but my passion is working with women and really helping them see the beauty that's within themselves and find their own worthiness so that they can then address the world from that perspective. And so I did go through a series of layoffs with Nationwide, and found that as, the universe giving me that little kick that I needed to really do what I was called to do. And so I started my own business, Watson Consulting Group, and I'm just so excited about all the opportunities that I have to work with women. I'm very passionate about working with women. When I was in corporate America, my boyfriend and I would go on vacations. We usually would go twice a year. We would go to Mexico, or we've been to the Dominican or Jamaica. And it was always me waiting for that next vacation. As soon as we would come home that weekend, we would call our happiness hangover, because we were so excited. We're looking forward to this vacation. Then we come home, and then it's like, oh no, we have to go back to work. And the amazing thing with what I'm doing now is we have a vacation coming up for my birthday in a couple weeks, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'm looking forward to every day. I'm looking forward to what I do every day. And I saw something on Facebook years ago that said, I strive to live the life I don't need a vacation from.
Yeah.
And so that is where I am, and I'm just so absolutely honored to be able to live that life. But some of the things that I do love to do for fun, I have a golden retriever, and she is about a year old, and she's so full of love and life and energy. We like to go for walks and go to the dog park, and I like to knit. I learned to knit a couple years ago. I taught myself off YouTube for special stitches. I'm someone that kind of has to see it and then try it and then see it and try it. So luckily you can rewind those videos. But I got a wild hair last year and decided that I was going to knit every single Christmas present. I wasn't going to buy any Christmas presents. And let me tell you what, it would have been way easier to buy them. But
did you do it? Did you succeed?
I did pretty well.
I never succeed if I decide to do something like that.
So I actually knitted a baby blanket for my new niece. She was born December of last year. And the baby blanket that I knitted for her was for just, the baby blanket you get when you're born. And then I plan on knitting more things for her as she gets older. I would really like to learn how to knit the little stuffed animals. Like you've seen those little crocheted unicorns, stuff like that. And so that's something that is on my radar, but something I haven't really attempted yet. But I'm the old lady, older than my years when I'm pulling out my knitting on the airplane when I'm going on vacation.
I know. I understand. I don't knit, but I like to cross stitch and do things like that.
I love watching House Hunters International, Tiny House, Big World.
Yes.
Just the idea of having the freedom to pick up and go wherever you want and see the world from a different perspective and walk outside or look outside your window and see just the absolute stunning beauty of our world. That's something that is on my bucket list. But yeah, just the things that I'm passionate about.
Do you have a favorite book that you're reading right now, or a book that you're reading?
Yes, I am actually reading, well, I say reading, but it's actually listening on Audible because that's just easier for me. Rage Becomes Her.
Oh.
And it's really talking about women's anger and the importance of women's anger and the emotion of anger, that it incites action. It alerts you to injustice. It warns you to the fact that there are things that are going on that you're uncomfortable with. And I think that as a society, anger has become so stigmatized that it's a negative thing, and that if a woman shows anger, she's moody or hormonal or she's being a witch. But really, our anger is there to guide us and protect us. And so I'm listening to this book and I'm taking notes and I'm like, oh my God, I can't keep up, because it's so insightful and just really speaks to my heart that it's okay to be angry. It is an emotion that is there for a reason, and we shouldn't stuff it down and ignore it. And let me just look at the author. It is Soraya Kamali.
Okay.
And the book is called Rage Becomes Her, The Power of Women's Anger. And it's just like, those little goosebump moments where you're like, yes, yes, yes. It's just, I think it's something that we really have a lot to learn about and let those emotions into our lives, because that is what makes us women. And that's what makes us powerful.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. Do you have a favorite quote?
A favorite quote?
Or mantra?
Repeat that.
Do you have a favorite quote or a favorite mantra?
Let's see. One of the big ones that I've worked with over my life and over this last year is forgiveness. And one of the things that I say to myself when emotion comes up or some sort of negative feeling. And it's a lot of times emotion or negative feeling about myself. The mantra that I say, or the prayer that I say, is that I release this burden of resentment against myself or against such and such situation to the universe, and I go forward to experience love, happiness, and joy. And then that kind of just helps me acknowledge this is something that is hard, but it's okay because I've got support, and then I can let it go and be happy, because really what sadness or anger or any negative emotion does is it prevents us from experiencing the emotions on the other side of the spectrum.
I love that. Love it, love it. Do you have anything to end with, Hannah?
I don't think so. I did want to mention, you, besides this event, you have been putting on some other little workshops and things, haven't you?
Yes.
For those who maybe want to do is it like an evening type thing?
Yes. Some of the workshops that I do are just an hour and a half to 2 hours, introduction into some of the topics that are so important to women. And tomorrow I have one. It's actually a virtual conference, and because of the time-saving aspect, because the topic is on balance. So many, and just in my interactions with women, so many women are struggling with balancing their careers and their relationships with their significant others and their kids, and how do you make sure that everybody else is happy, but then you still have time for yourself. And typically what women do is they take care of everybody else, and as soon as everybody else is happy and satisfied, then it's okay for them to focus on their happiness. But the problem is that never is the case. Nobody is ever going to be happy, and it is never going to allow us that opportunity to focus on ourselves. So tomorrow, the workshop, it is a free workshop. It's virtual. There's 6 tickets left, 6 spots left. And it's really just going to help us focus in on how we can prioritize our time and our relationships by putting ourselves at the top of the list. And then everybody else or every other circumstance in our life will benefit from us being taken care of, well-rested, healthy, and happy.
Yeah.
And then, so there's that one. And then, like I said, there is another workshop coming up about women in the workplace that does focus on the prevalence of sexual harassment and what we can do as women to be aware of it, to learn more about it, and to be empowered so that we can speak up and stand up against that. And then lastly, I am doing a 6-week mastermind. It is a 6-week course, 2 hours every Monday night, starting October 14th, and that will be virtual as well. And that is called Let Love In. And that is going to be an ongoing focus for women to, instead of focusing on that lack of worthiness and seeking love from other people, is to opening up our hearts and letting love clean out those darkest parts, to shine the light in and fill us with love. So that's something that will be starting mid-October. If you want to work with me and just kind of see what I'm about, there is a more non-committal way, which is attending some of my conversation circles that I'll be hosting at Inner Space.
Yes.
Those will be every Tuesday in October through November, aside from 1 or 2 here or there, depending on schedule. And conversation circles are just an opportunity for the community to come in, sit in a comfy, safe environment, and have conversations about the topics that are on your mind. And so that is going to be starting October 8th. And I'll just be there hosting, facilitating the conversation, and just a really great way to connect with people around you on a topic that you're passionate about.
Yeah, I'm excited about that event. Very, very excited, or those continued events.
Yeah.
How do we find out about these events and the dates on your Facebook page, or how do we find that information?
Yes, I will be. So for the events that are taking place at Inner Space, those they are managing the social media marketing around that.
Okay.
So follow Inner Space on Facebook.
Okay.
Join their Inner Space group to be updated on different offerings. They're offering so many different movement classes, yoga, sound therapy. They've got chiropractic, massage, Reiki, all sorts of different practitioners that are working with them at their space. And it's just such a great way for the community to find that environment that really focuses on developing not just the physical body, but also your emotional and spiritual aspect of your being. So, and then they also do have an application or an app that lists all of the offerings that they have and the times and everything. Cool. And that's just Inner Space.
Okay.
I have to say, all I want to do is go try out the salt room.
Yeah.
There.
Yes. I want to it looked like the salt was just all loose on the floor from the picture, but apparently the Himalayan sea salt just really is good for every aspect of your body. So excited to try that out. I think they have one session for $33, or you can do 3 for $90.
Oh, okay.
So something great to check out. They have so many things that they're offering as well, and I'm just really excited to be part of a community that has access to that. So
I think that Inner Space is really going to change things in Des Moines. I think it's going to be a big deal.
I do. I'm going tomorrow to be adjusted by Dr. Rebecca Lake. So I'll be going in for my chiropractic appointment.
Check out the salt room.
Yes, and I'm going to check out the salt room.
She said she's right by it.
I'm also very intrigued with how they're charging. They're charging, I think, if I remember correctly, by the energy. So it's a different aspect on how they're even applying their fees for people that rent their rooms.
Interesting.
It's just so astonishing to me. And like Hannah said, I think it'll be an amazing place for Des Moines. And how exciting for you to be able to participate that and be a part of that love and light there.
Yes, I'm extremely excited. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And as for me, you can find me on Facebook.
Yep.
I do a lot of my just interaction as myself.
Yes.
But if you do want to see the events that are coming up or my bio or stuff like that, you can find that on Watson Consulting Group LLC Facebook page. Okay. And then my Instagram username is Celeste_Watson_coach.
Okay, fantastic. And we'll definitely share some of that stuff over on our Split Ends and Friends Instagram and definitely on Trixies.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I did want to also mention I do have a Facebook post. Mm-hmm. If you are interested in attending the event, but budget or finances are preventing you from doing so, if you do share my event on your Facebook page, you will be entered for a drawing for a complimentary ticket for the entire workshop during the day on Saturday.
Yes.
So go on there, share. You never know what's going to happen. But I really I'm so excited to be able to offer this to Des Moines and in the Ames area. And I just can't even wait. My mom is coming and she's going to attend as well. So really excited about that.
Oh, that's so neat. I love that.
I love it. Well, I think for your part-time job, you should do voiceovers also.
It's funny. I woke up this morning feeling a little bit congested.
Oh, maybe that's why. It's like
that my voice sounds sexier.
You have that like radio voice.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much, Celeste, for your time this morning and for, all the amazing things that you're doing for Des Moines and will be doing for Des Moines in the future. And we look forward to hearing about the event this weekend. And again, we'll share all that information over on our Split End and Friends Instagram and on our Facebook and all that good stuff.
That sounds awesome. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.